And I am live. You are live. I am alive, at least right now. Cueing the theme song. Here we go. Oop. Let's try that again. It's a new experience. Keep your ears open. Reality, spirituality. Got a question for It's time to get some answers, baby. Now we get real. It's time to get down. You're gonna feel good now. Get real. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. I'm your host, global happiness specialist, inner peace practitioner, oracle, mother, fitness instructor, Reiki practitioner, but most importantly, a student, ongoing, never ending, a student. A student of what? A student of the teachings that have been going on since the beginning of man. Boy, wow, I'm really out there now. You know, when I was younger, I remember blowing out the candles on my birthday cake, asking for two things. I wanted to live to my potential, and I wanted to be happy. And so this search, seeking, researching happiness, is it possible to maintain? Is it possible to be happy all the time, regardless of what happens, regardless of what the world looks like? And the answer is yes. And when I say happy, let me be very clear. I'm talking about a personal vibration, a personal energy of contentment, a personal energy of peace, regardless of what happens. And that's a practice. Happiness is a practice skill. That vibration of contentment is a practice skill. Peace, inner peace, is a practice skill. And all I do on this little show for the last 15 years is share with what I've learned about what to practice. That's it. And in my latest book, it's called, oh, how did that get there? Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing Untold Truth. In this book, I list 56 program behaviors. And this book can be found on Amazon. And it's about the programming. It's the programming that causes the suffering. It's the programming that causes the angst, the anxiety. It's the programming that causes the, I need to be healed. All of it is the programming. But back to the introduction. When I say, let me share my definition of happiness. Happiness is the ability to maintain a vibration of peace and contentment regardless of what happens. Happiness is a state of mind. It's an energy. It's a vibration. It is something that stays. It's foundational. It's rooted in trust, peace, uh, surrendering, no resistance, no judgment. It's rooted in all of those practices. And the more you practice, guess what? The more you practice, the more that you are devoted, scratch the devoted, to value this thing, peace and contentment. The more you value happiness, the easier it gets. And so let me share, I do this starting off with every show. It's called The 5 Most Common Regrets of the Dying. It is a study done by a hospice nurse, and you can Google it, The 5 Most Common Regrets of the Dying. And she asked her patients, these people had days to live, weeks to live, months to live, and she asked them, What are your 5 biggest regrets? And the same answers kept coming up over and over and over again. So she wrote a book about it. The 5 most common regrets of the dying. Number 1, I wish I pursued my dreams and aspirations and not the life others expected of me. And I'm going to throw in not the life that you expect. That one thing, talk about a program behavior, having expectations. Number 2, I wish I didn't work so hard. Ooh, that hits home. Not to me, but to all my workaholics out there. Shout out to all the workaholics. You got to work hard. Now, listen, I'm not saying to sit back and just drink tea and smell the roses, but inspired action. There, you can work. You can work from 12 hours, 14 hours a day, but it is a belief that working hard is going to bring about a result. I know. And unless, let me just say this, unless you are a professional athlete, a musician, studying, but this sitting back, when I say sitting back, it really is about trusting and letting go. And today's topic is, the closer you get to the truth, the less there is to do. That's going to push some buttons. That's going to trigger some responses. The more you get to the truth, the less you have to do. My ego and my mind will try to convince me that I'm making shit happen. I'm the one doing this. I have to keep this activity or else nothing's going to happen. And I promise you, I get it. I mean, listen, a house isn't going to get built by itself. But this is what I'm talking about is internal, not external. Okay, number 2, I wish I didn't work so hard. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings and speak my mind. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. That's one that, when people are in your life, they're in your life for a reason. And sometimes we outgrow people. Nothing wrong with them, nothing wrong with you. It's just time for a shift and time for them to be in a different place and you to be in a different place. Number 5, I wish I would have let myself be happier. And that's where I come in. For me and my journey on this planet, it's all about that vibration of peace, contentment, which is the same as happiness. When I say happiness, I'm talking about an energy that never leaves. Not an action, it's an energy. Question: how happy are you? Can other people hurt your feelings? Can other people offend you? Can other people disappoint you? Do you blame other people for how you're feeling? Do you blame your circumstances for how you're feeling? So those are just yes or no questions. And again, the answer, when you answer yes to any one of those, know that you are more powerful than you can imagine. And when I say powerful, no one can hurt your feelings, but I know I was programmed to believe that. Nobody can offend me, but I know I was programmed to believe that. No one can disappoint me. The only reason why someone is disappointed is because of having expectations. If you eliminate all expectations, you will never be disappointed. You'll never have your heart broken again. All expectations are a programmed behavior, a program practice. So the practice is to eliminate all expectations. Do you blame other people for how you feel? I did for most of my life because that's the programming. Yes, of course. You didn't call me back. You didn't respond. You didn't acknowledge my birthday. You didn't A, B, C, or D. It's a program to believe that other people have power over how I am vibrating, how I am feeling. Do you blame your circumstances for how you feel? Well, that's a big one. The circumstances, listen, if I was in charge of the world, do you think it would look like this? Hell no, but I'm not. The universe is having a experience, an experience through me. Universe, source, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, is having an experience through me. And so with that, the universe wants to experience more than I can even comprehend or conceive or even get. Why would you want to experience that? Back to the introduction. There's nothing wrong with accomplishments, titles, wealth, accolades, fame, trophies, awards, social media likes, or amassing millions of followers, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in the bank. But it's time to tell the truth. Not one of those mentioned, not one without exception, equates to happiness, equates to a energy of contentment. There is nothing that is external that is going to bring that peace, that inner peace, that contentment. Absolutely nothing. And okay, is my mic back on? Yes, is the mic back on? The mic should be back on. Technical difficulties. Where was I? I don't remember. Let me get to today's topic. Today's topic is the closer you get to the truth, the less there is to do. Well, what do you mean by that, Rebecca? The closer you get to the truth, the less there is to do. The truth is, this is a quick blink of an eye experience. This human, this being in this human form, it is here and it is gone like that. And the closer that, and I'm going to speak for myself, the closer that I realize that there is nothing that I am controlling, this illusion of control, that I have control over what's going to unfold, what's going to, and I ask you the question, what's going to unfold, what's going to happen, the more that I know that I have nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with what happens. I mean, you can try to control this all you want. I have absolutely nothing to do with what happens, nothing to do with what unfolds. It is all an expression of God, all an expression of the universe. All it is the universe expressing itself. And the more I sit back, when I say sit back, the more I practice sitting in the passenger seat, because it's not my will, it's God's will anyway. The more I practice sitting in the passenger seat, letting go of the steering wheel, like I have, I'm going to turn to the left, and what if God wants to turn to the right? I'm going to go down this path, but what if the universe wants to go down another path? Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to what entity do you think has the most power? This mind, human, or what the universe wants? And 10 times out of 10, the universe, God, will have its way, will have its will. And so with that truth, with knowing that, there's less that I have to do. I don't have to be concerned with contemplating the future. I don't have to even focus on anything other than being aware in the present moment. I don't need any answers about tomorrow. I can practice being at peace with uncertainty. But the ego, the mind, is not going to want to let this go. The mind believes and thinks, and this is it. The mind cannot even survive. The mind cannot survive without permission. The mind cannot survive without me acting out what it wants to say, how it wants to behave. The mind is nothing without. When I say me, I'm talking about the Rebecca responding and acting out. The mind has nothing unless it doesn't have a voice unless I give it a voice. It doesn't have a behavior unless I give it a behavior. When I say I'm using the I as the human I, the mind, the ego. And so this practice is about transcending the mind, transcending the ego, getting to another level of awareness. If you can imagine, I remember my son and I were on the top of the World Trade Center. This was before it was blown up. It was the late 90s. Top of the World Trade Center. It was the building that had the restaurant in it and had I think it had the antenna on it. I don't remember if it was the South or North Tower, but anyway, we're on the top of the World Trade Center. And I remember looking down. I remember looking down at the Brooklyn Bridge and all the other bridges. I remember looking down at the Hudson River and the ocean, looking down at a small plane. And the view, the 360 view, getting down all the way to the lobby in the World Trade Center is a totally different view. There's only so much I could see. And so when I say the more you get to the truth, the less there is to do, the more the awareness, the more practice, and the more releasing the mind and the ego, because the mind and the ego wants me, I'm going to speak for myself, wants me to stay on that, wants me to stay there, wants me to remain in this human. You know, I hear this a lot. Oh, we're human. I'm human. No, you can transcend being human. It's not easy, but you can transcend this humanness. Where is my quote here? Here we go. There cannot be any struggle without identifying with the I, the human I. And I mean I, not EYE, the I. When you are identifying with the mind, when you are identifying with the ego, you are identifying with this human, this human level, and there is a ceiling to it. And the practice is to transcend, is to break the ceiling. And it's not about breaking the ceiling with humanness, breaking the ceiling and embracing the truth of this identity, the truth of this journey. And quite frankly, it's going to be here, it's going to be gone. And I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. This leaving a legacy, all of this is just a quick experience. In when you wake up, you're going to wake up from this dream, this human dream, and all of this is meaningless. Did I say meaningless out loud? Meaningless. Meaningless. The more you know about the truth, the less there is to do. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you just sit around? And what that means for me, and I can only speak for myself, but what that means for me is to act on inspiration, is to trust, is to let go, and let go of thinking that I know anything. The theories, the analyzing, the conclusions, the constant thoughts. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not the stories. I'm more than that, more than thoughts. And if I'm not my thoughts and I'm not my stories, neither are you. So the closer you get to knowing the truth, the less there is to do. What does that mean? That means, is it possible to lean into, fall back into, and allow God, the universe, source, whatever term you want to use, to take over? And when I say take over, I mean you don't even know what you're going to do the next day. I mean, there's, you got the things to do, of course, but there is, where was my, hold on a second. Let me find that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, my dear audience, if I can find it quickly. Hold on. No, that's not it. That's not it. Is that it? Let me see. Hold on. Truth about God. God does not care about our happiness. Here's three raw truths about spirit that I learned after 2 decades of this practice. Hold on. Number one, God is not interested in our happiness because the divine's primary function is evolution, which means creation. Okay, hold on. Not personal pleasure. In that pain, suffering, and discomfort are. Okay, so let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Feels when thoughts are not believed anymore. Thoughts believed. It probably would have been easier. Oh, I think this is the one. Hold on, my dear audience. Ooh. How long is this? A good question from our community came in. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, this is what I want to share. And this is okay, here we go. It's on a YouTube channel, and the name of the channel is Snake Speak. Snake Speak. SNAKE Speak. And the name and the title of this video, and it's 14 minutes. The title of this video is Being Nobody While Paying the Bills. It's really good, and it breaks everything down. Being nobody while paying the bills. The channel is Snake Speak on YouTube. I highly recommend it. But back to the closer you get to the truth, the less there is to do. When I talk about the programming, it is the practice to not only recognize, not only recognize, but to finally, but to ask, scratch that, not to ask, to recognize the deep-seated programming and to practice putting a spotlight on it to eliminate each program at a time, one at a time. This existence is a dream. This existence isn't. This existence, there are so many different existences, and this specific existence is a dream, and eventually everyone is going to wake up to that. So what do you practice while living, or scratch that, living in human form, living in the dream? And the answer is allowing, letting go, trusting, surrendering. Not even a concept of, oh, well, I'm passionate. This is what I want. This is what I desire. How about how about desiring and wanting every present moment? How about desiring and wanting what is unfolding? How about desiring and wanting and accepting whatever it is? And I'm talking about during the day. I just acceptance. It is not easy to practice acceptance of the present moment. It is not easy to practice acceptance of the life that the mind wants me to look back and judge. It's not easy. But that's one of the only ways to peace that I found, to peace and freedom. I believe, it feels like I'm all over the place today a little bit, but that's okay too, because nothing is ever edited. The closer you get to the truth, the less there is to do. And I'm finding that in my life. Everything is going to pass. These moments that the mind wants me to attach to, that the mind wants me to believe are so serious and so important, is going to pass. People living 100 years ago, 50 years ago, can you imagine all those people and all the things that they thought were important at that time? Passes. And letting go of letting go of that, thinking this is serious, letting go of thinking this is important, letting go of all of the programming that comes to the conclusion that there's something that I need to do, there's something that I should do, only prompts there's something that I'm inspired to do. Can I let my shoulders down and allow the universe to work its magic through me and be inspired without this programming of having to get something done, having something to prove, having to identify with this programming of what is successful. When they were successful, really, I can give you so many examples. Prince, Michael Jackson, Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams, Whitney Houston, Elvis, all of these people were successful. All of these people were living their passion. And what is success? Is success that? Or is success living in the present moment? Is success going back to what you were born into, which is zero programming? The programming causes embarrassment. The programming causes a need for more. The programming causes this identity, to fulfill an identity. The programming causes all of the anxiety. And you will not experience real freedom until you stop identifying with your person. That was from Moji, Mooji. I highly recommend him. He's on YouTube. You will not experience real freedom until you stop identifying with your person. As soon as you're born, you're given a name, a nationality, a religion, a race, and a culture, and then you spend the rest of your life identifying with and defending the program. And let me just say that this is a very small percentage, very small, 1%, 2%. It's probably not even 2% of the population that even get or understand or even comprehend or even are interested in what I'm sharing. And that's that. Today's topic, The closer you get to the truth, the less there is to do. 69 going on 70. Don't tell anybody. 69 going on 70. And there is less for me to do other than other than to maintain awareness, other than to witness the mind, other than to accept and acknowledge that I have absolutely zero control of what's going on or what happens. Transcending the programming, transcending the ego, transcending the mind. And what does transcending mean? That means rising above it, rising above the programming, getting to another level. It's just like getting to another atmosphere. And the atmosphere, the higher, the more peace it's going to be. This is not a road commonly traveled. It's a road less traveled. However, I guarantee that the practice of letting go and the practice of trusting and allowing the universe to work its magic is a new way of living, a new way of engaging. And what that means is, for me, it's less talking, more listening. Of course, zero judgment, practicing zero judgment. And being mindful of what the mind thinks should be happening. The mind, the ego, has a totally different view, and it's not interested in my contentment, and it's not interested in peace. It's interested in discontentment, dissatisfaction, needing more, as opposed to just being in the moment. Yeah. All right. Whew. That's all of today's show. Thank you for listening. Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And Reality Spirituality is also, let's see, hold on a second. I wanted to say my latest book, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. It's on Amazon. In this book, I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from peace, contentment, happiness, that energy of balance, calm, satisfaction. 56. And I also list 26 behaviors that add to the add to your happiness that you practice. Happiness is a practice skill. My first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, is published on Amazon also. And until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. Your conscious energy, which is always evolving, always changing, always growing. Love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself by accepting yourself in every moment. Be your own best friend. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. I forgot my website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on X at RL Norrington. I'm on LinkedIn. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. YouTube channel is Rebecca Norrington. And that is, the channel is getting a lot of views and a lot more subscribers. Like and subscribe. So you've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, global happiness specialist, Rebecca Norrington, Rebecca L. Norrington. And remember, happiness is a practice skill. And I promise you, the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find. And the more experience, scratch that. Your experience in every moment reflects on what you practice. Your experience in every moment reflects on your programming. The practice is to be mindful. And when I say mindful, to be conscious, to be aware of what you're saying, what your intention is, what your agenda is. And when I say your mind and ego, practice separating yourself from the mind, from the ego, practice separating from it, and practice not identifying with the mind or the ego. You want more peace? That's a good practice. Have a conscious week. Thank you for listening. Cueing the theme song.
Yeah, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one. You got a question for RL? It's time to get some answers, baby. Oh, now we're getting real. It's time to get down. Yeah, you're gonna feel good now.
Have a good week. And stream.